We got our Dodge Diesel in the house. We got Trent and Cody over here scanning it. The gentleman put a brand new built motor and stuff in the truck. Really nice. A lot of Banks stuff there. Look at that Banks high ram there, guys. Monster ram. Really nice. But we got in here. Cody did a scan on it. The customer took the battery loose because they towed it in. And what only codes that we could retrieve was going to be a fan clutch code.
Yes, sir.
Which is a bad code to have on one of these vehicles.
We're clearing them real quick and then we'll go back and show y'all what it looks like.
Okay.
Press OK. And then
anytime you have a
save data.
fan clutch code on one of these things, they can affect your governor pressure sensor and solenoid. So we have to correct that code right off the bat just to verify. Watch our clutch speed working and all that type of stuff. If you can see it right there, that P.
PO4
controller open. So quite a few of them there, definitely. But we're gonna get this up in the air because he said start pouring fluid out the front and see what what's going on there. Now I'm not sure what type of load he was pulling, but this gentleman here goes coast to coast, towing heavy trailers and stuff for customers and delivering them. So he does put a lot of miles on it pretty quick. But I know this is a new engine combo and stuff, new radiator, new cooling system. I mean, everything on this truck. So we definitely want to get it apart and see what happened to the tranny. So y'all stay tuned. Have a great day. Okay, we got our Dodge up in the air that we did a computer check on that stated that it had clutch fan codes. We get in here and look. The harness looks brand new because this gentleman just put a brand new motor, and you can tell that the plug-in looks brand new and stuff. The wires are really pretty. So I'm gonna have to get a hold of him and find out if the code was there before he left on the trip, or did he clear the codes? You know, what's going on in that respect. So we got a couple oil leaks, but the tranny looks still pretty dry. Now he did say it was leaking out the front seal. Now we do have some fluid there possibly, and it looks like maybe the converter's discolored right here on the edge there. We have to get it out and see. Got a little bit of oil leak coming out of the drain tube on the turbo, but no physical leaks on the tranny, transfer case, or anything like that. Looks pretty good. So Cody's gonna get in here and start getting this apart. Now since the motor was brand new, everything was new, we're gonna physically check the converter spacing on this one just to be safe. That way we know it's right and it wasn't messed up in that area because he said it was leaking out the front. But we're also gonna be checking for loose bolts. We wanna make sure all the torque converter bolts are very tight. So Cody, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get this thing out real quick. And like I say, just check everything on your way out to verify how he put it in. And we'll get this thing on the bench back there and get it taken apart. We're coming back on this black Dodge again. And we're gonna do small little clips. Trent's gonna edit it together, but we went and got the torque converter bolts out on it, and it didn't have any in-play clearance at all in the flywheel and the torque converter. Now we're gonna have to, it does turn, doesn't it?
But it's turning more than just...
It's like it's rough, huh?
Yeah, real rough, solid, almost like I'm locked into something in there.
Pump or something?
Yeah, more than just
but
keeping
there's no
the gears.
clearance, just like it doesn't go back and forth, so there's really no telling what it looks like. So I told him to check that really close.
Yes, sir.
Anytime you build something new, you really got to check it for sure because it's never ran together. So, but anyway, we'll get the pan off of it, see what it looks like, and we'll go from there. Dodge here, Trent and him are fixing to take the transfer case out real quick. We didn't have any leaks as far as we could tell from the installation, just after the problem they're having with the tranny, the front seal leak. So, big old heavy transfer case.
Telling you, it's all there. Good seal.
So,
Sealed really nice.
yeah. You have a seal there, and you also have a seal in front of the transfer case. right there. Now we still silicone them and seal them all the way around, even though they don't have a seal that way. We just like to make sure that we don't have any type of leak. Cody's gonna get this out. We're gonna get it on the bench.
A little left to go and I have her to you.
Yep. Cody, we'll see you shortly. We got Trent over here working on a Camaro. We just about got done. Customer brought me the tranny about 7 months ago, I think. It's been a long, long time. But we're putting the car back together. Everything was in the trunk and in the seats. So we got the tranny back in. O2 sensor showed up this morning. See here, Cody marks all of our bolts. That way he knows he's checked everything's tight. 100%. Even the drive shaft bolts are all been checked. It just guarantees that everything is good to go. Even marks the bolts that doesn't have the hole for them. So really nice work from Cody. We got Trent fabbing up a cooler really quick.
Yep, here, I'll just kind of...
We got...
I'm about to make my second bar here, but cut off my ends.
There's no room for a cooler on these Camaros at all in the front, especially with the factory radiator and stuff. There's just no room up here. You can see they got this little slide. Kind of air comes under and kind of goes up in there. We've put them up in here before, but man, it's a lot of work, He's got a new aluminum radiator up in this thing. We don't want to interrupt it. He just had the lines hooped right here. You can see they're just connected together. Now we're going to turn them around, take them off. We're going to put really nice hoses. We're going to have them made, and then we'll run them and clamp them to the body with special clamps, and that'll hold them all the way back to the cooler once we get it installed. And we've already started running the wiring and stuff back here. That's what that is. The relays are up front. Everything's wired in there, so it'll be really nice if we get it done, go drive it, give the customer back the car. Y'all stay tuned. It's Richard back at you guys. Monday evening, almost 5 o'clock. Man, that makes you excited, doesn't it? But anyway, we've got one of our 48 RE trannies in the shop, 06 5.9 diesel that we did a few years back. The gentleman tows heavy loads coast to coast. That's all he does. Lives in the back of the truck, stays on the highway to make that money. That's all he does. So, but anyway, he put a new motor in it, a bigger motor, you know, some Banks products, stuff like that, beefed it up a little bit. And of course, he did the whole job. Now, something happened on his first trip, I believe, and it started pouring fluid out the front of the transmission. We don't know why yet, because we haven't got there. But anyway, when we went to take the transmission out, we noticed that there wasn't a whole lot of clearance in between the torque converter and the flywheel. All the bolts were there, seemed to be tight on the torque converter, but when we get the tranny out and we get it on the bench, I noticed that you can tell that I don't think the bell housing bolts were very tight. You can tell the bell housing was walking on the back of the motor quite a bit. So when we do these, we clean all this up, make sure this is all good and dry. That way when it mates up to the motor, it's solid, no oil, no mess, nothing like that. And we tighten the bolts down really, really, really tight on these things, because if not, they will move on the back of the motor. But anyway, you can tell this thing's been dancing around on the back of the motor quite a bit. So that could have been the problem that we had, but I also noticed that we couldn't get the torque converter out. So I'm going to flip this thing over really quick and see if we can get this torque converter out. I've already tried to pull it, and I cannot get it out. So let's see.
It was solid, didn't have no pop.
It was really solid. So we don't know. I want to get it apart. That way we can see if we messed up our billet shafts or anything like that. My gosh, this is going to be terrible.
Kind of, Cody, get on that other side of your knee.
Can you get behind me, Cody?
Cody on standby, helping us out.
Ready? So you don't want to break the case.
No. Hold on. Stop. Grab that pump behind you.
Yeah, that's a brand new. Yeah, let me go ahead and set it in that hole there, Cody, where it can't tip over. Yeah, just like that. Get in your pry again. We cannot break the case on this. We've got to get this out. Man. Wow.
You're good. Just keep.
You must be laying on the table.
Cody, you're getting longer.
Wow. Oh my.
I don't want to get a bigger bar. I don't want to crack the case, but this thing's got to come out.
That's called Brutus right there.
Yeah, that's terrible. Let me turn it sideways again, and maybe we can.
Hey, come over here. Yeah, there you go. Sorry guys, a lot of tugging, pulling.
You ready?
They're all there, especially when they got the converter in.
Yep. And that deep pan. I get a little bit. Stick it down in there. Let me get that temp sensor out of that pan real quick. That way there's no way we can break it.
Has a huge fried smell to it. I mean,
Yeah, it's bad.
bad fried smell.
Well, I can tell you it's not good. But I got to get it apart. I got a pump and all that type of stuff, but we got to look for a billet input drum. So we got to get it apart. One way or another.
Here, you want to hold the mic? Or
Me?
hold the camera? Or,
Me?
I mean, it don't matter. You got the mic on, but I mean, me and Cody can pull.
You want to work on it a little bit? I'll hold
Yeah.
the camera.
You got the mic, so you can talk as we just
Yeah.
back and forth.
Go for it. I'll hang on the back of it
Okay, if that works.
and try to keep it.
There you go.
Maybe it can work.
Yeah, that's right.
You want to set it down in here? Set it down in that gap a little bit. Let it fall there. There you go. See if you can get up in here, Trent.
Yeah, here.
Just watch the lights up top.
Yes, sir.
And then see if y'all can rock it out. But I'm going to put the camera down, turn it off, we'll edit it back in. That way we can get down to business and get this thing out.
Me too.
Yeah. Mercy. Man, I'm putting some
I'm riding it. Cody wasn't lying. All right, go.
Damn it. Hold on.
Try to set it down in there like that, maybe.
Yeah.
Keep it from turning, let me pull on it, and you turn the converter, and we'll work it like that, but you don't pry here.
Okay.
Just let me do all the prying.
We're gonna kind of set y'all down. Just like that.
And you should be able to just hang on it here with your fingers, Cody, because we're not going to smash or use nothing. No tools. I'm going to be using the... But I don't know if it'd be...
Oh, yeah, no. Hold on.
Probably
It's loose right there.
one of those reasons right here he should have stopped and waited. And not ran the motor.
I don't think I've ever seen one this way.
I mean, ain't nothing you can do. I've seen a guy hook a chain to it
Pull it out with the
and
car.
pull it out with a car.
Hey guys, you want to see
Was it
that?
Cletus that did that?
I don't know.
I don't know who did that, but
I can't remember.
I remember seeing a video where somebody hooked a chain to it and took off with a car or something and jerked it out that way. So I can't remember what happened, but it...
Y'all want to see a cool video? It might happen.
Yeah. All I can say is open the door and break a sweat.
Okay, guys, so we're gonna go to Plan C, and we'll be back with y'all shortly. So y'all stay tuned.
Plan C, bigger screwdriver.
Okay, Plan C in operation.
Side stepper down. There we go.
Oh yeah, boys.
Okay, now we just don't want to break the bell housing.
Yeah.
So we know we got to get it out. But now at least we don't want to break the case. And we got a nice welder.
I'll let you do the prop. And I'm gonna keep some tension and kind of, I guess, wobble with it. Just be careful. Okay, hold on. Let me bring it back.
Let's turn it.
Turn it. Yep.
There. So, but I got to get this out. I need that case.
Yeah, I know. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that was Plan C. I guess we're going to Plan D. We got to order some parts
Yeah.
to where we can make sure we're good
'Cause
for tomorrow.
Plan B didn't look very good. A wasn't worth the hoot.
C
Yeah.
thought it looked like it had some insurance.
Yeah, with tying this down, you
I
thought we could.
thought we were going to get somewhere.
Big old bars.
Man.
Okay,
All right. Yep.
we're going to turn it off, and now we're getting serious.
Set.
Well, we're on round D. No new strategy. Turn the converter, just keep prying. We got all of our strength back, got a little more oxygen in us, wore ourselves plumb out. Okay, that's all we know to do, guys. We got to get this apart. We're waiting on Raymond's return call. Have you got a hold of him yet?
Nope.
Not yet?
About 7-8 times so far.
Okay, we're waiting on him to call back because we definitely need a billet input shaft for this, I believe. So let's see what we can do. I can't even really tell if it's moved a whole lot. I just know that we're just gonna rock it, and rock it. Okay, let me get in there for a second. Okay, now, ready, go. Ah, that's hard.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh. Oh. We're gonna have to stop for a little bit. We gotta figure out another way of doing this. Well, let's go to round E. We'll be back in a minute. Well, here it goes, guys. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and drill the converter. That way we can let it drain overnight. And then we're gonna get a whiz wheel in here. We have a real nice cutter over there that we're physically gonna cut this back side of this torque converter off. And then we're gonna get access to all the clutches and the stator and stuff like that assembly and pull it out that way. And then we're gonna see if we can beat the input shaft out or whatever we're gonna do to get this torque converter out of this tranny. And we need the case, we need the other internal billet parts that we have inside this unit. I just ordered a Sonex billet input shaft, and I have another 48 RE pump right there, a rebuilt one over there on the table. So we have all the parts to do it coming.
There we go.
So
like
we
that.
just got to get this converter off here no matter what. And we've done everything possible to do it, and I don't know how to do it without totally breaking the case in half. So it is what it is. We have to, what we'll do, we'll cut it to where we can actually give the converter back to the converter company as a core, and hopefully they can rebuild it if that's what it takes. So, because we will cut it apart nice for them, but we got to get access to the inside.
Hey, look at that
See
fluid.
if we can push the
That metal coming out of that converter.
yeah. See if we can push that input shaft out or whatever, because we definitely got to get this training part. The second or third video that we're going to be editing in on this 48 RE, trying to get the torque converter out. I mean, we've tried and can't get this converter out no matter what we do. So what we're going to do is I called the converter company, and we're going to come in here and we're going to whiz wheel cut this seam right here on this converter and get this backing off here and try to take the converter apart that way and see how we can get the rest of the converter out of here. We're going to take our Milwaukee cutter, some really nice blades, and do that because, you know, we got another $5,000 worth of training parts in this thing from the converter this way that we have to save. The case, the billet input shafts, and all that type of stuff that's already in this unit. So somehow that converter's coming out one way or another. But anyway, anytime we do that, we put on multiple clothing. I got aprons, 2 shirts, another jacket on, stuff like that. We got a face shield here. I'll wear my glasses too, because we just don't trust these things. And as long as I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna probably be here an hour or so trying to cut this converter in half and trying to do it to where we can save the converter body and stuff like that and send it back and have it rebuilt. That way we don't totally lose the whole core. So here we go, guys. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna get started on that, and we'll start another video on it when I get the cover apart. Trent and Cody's gonna go make the money. Right, guys?
Yes, sir.
See ya.
All right, guys. Good guys. Well, we got our converter cut apart with our whiz wheel from our Milwaukee. Worked out really nice. We just slowly took and cut it all the way around. I talked to the converter company on where to cut, and hopefully we might be able to save something. But once it fell apart, it didn't look good on the inside. Trent, you want to zoom in there and kind of look at what that looks like in there? You can see the input shaft is still twisted off over here on the left into the...
Wow.
Then we have the stator down in here, but it looks like the physical pump stator is flared down in here. Now when I cut it, that's how it fell. I haven't touched it yet to even move it apart.
Oh,
See?
yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying about the pump stator being flared on the end and it all cracked it out. Okay.
That's why we can't get it out.
All right.
So
Let's
there's
see
got a
what you
lot
got.
of video on the edit to get this thing. But it's going to be pretty cool. Let me get this out here real quick.
Be careful. Yeah, don't watch your hands.
Our input shaft is still stuck in here. You can see there where you twist it right off. All the fans are nicely brazed up. This is our triple disc style converter here. Once here.
1, 2, 3.
Isn't that weird how they do that?
Mm-hmm.
We have our backing plate.
Looks like there used to be a washer in there, Dado. Oh, it's right here. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
And full play.
Once all that shaft blew up, there's all kinds of things went wrong.
Oh my.
This washer sits in here like this. Bushing still looks good. Lockup clutches look good.
Yeah, it really does.
They look good.
Nice.
I mean, this guy pulls, mega weight.
I guarantee you 30, 40,000 pounds all the time,
There's springs here.
if not more.
I hope we saved and cut this enough to where they can machine it so use
Do
pieces.
something, yeah.
If I can pop that shaft out of there real quick.
Oh, there's a piece of it. Oh, heck yeah. Wow. And this was a billet shaft.
Yes, this is a really nice shaft. So you can break anything. It don't matter what shaft it is. When you like I said, he built a bigger motor in this truck. I mean, really nice motor. Banks intercooler, Banks ram manifold. I mean, bigger pistons. I mean, everything like that. So when you do that and you start towing the same amount of weight, you don't need your box, your chips almost, and stuff like that, because you built a bigger motor. So you could probably turn it down a lot and still get the same result, or turn your box off and get the same result. So especially when you build a motor like he did, this is a really nice engine. So what we got here, guys,
Oh, yeah.
I believe this is the pump stator right here.
I think it is, yeah.
Here's our bearing. Head off here.
It's made logged down on there.
A mess.
Cut the stator, try to cut that flare off
Yeah.
or something.
What I'm gonna have to do is come in here and cut that off. If I have another pump here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I believe what we're looking at is this right here. See how that's all cracked and flared out? That's why we can't get the rest of the converter past this and take this off. It's not gonna be the pump gears or anything like that. It's gonna be this piece here. So I'm gonna get in here with my metal cutter and I'm gonna physically get in here and cut all this out so we can get this the rest of this converter out of here, because we need to get all the other pieces out of this converter or training that we can save. So back to the drawing, guys.
Back to the drawing. Okay. I'll go get y'all some popcorn and some tea.
See, this turns the pump.
So it'll probably come
listen.
right out of there.
And the pump's turning. You can still hear the pump turning.
Wow.
So what happened is he just overpowered it,
Broke.
twist the input shaft off, and we see it all the time. We see it all the time. So what we say is too much is too much, and too little is too little. But this is too much is too much.
So, you know, just kind of going back, what are we going to do maybe to fix this? You know, I do know they make some fatty shafts, different things in that. Are you?
Yeah, you're talking $6,000-7,000 or more than that to upgrade this training to that. So if he's got the money to spend it and he wants to spend it, I mean, you can get $15,000, $20,000 in these trainings. They're just like anything else. I mean, you got the money. It's ever ending. I mean,
Yeah.
how much
Oh,
you
yeah.
can spend on these. It's
Yes,
crazy.
sir.
So, but anyway, we're gonna get it cut apart, see what we can save out of this first, and then see what he wants to do. Go from there. Y'all stay tuned.
Heard it from the best.
Well, we chiseled the end of the stator off on this 48 RE tranny, and I still can't get the rest of the converter out of there. I've pried, beat, I've done everything possible. So next, I guess I'm going to cut the stator off, completely off, try to get in here and split this race right here that's still clamping onto the end of the pump stator. So that's about the only thing I know to do next. So if I got the Sprag out, this race is swelled up, it's cracked here, here, and it swelled up so big that it just will not let it come off the way. It's clamped on there so hard. So, but anyway, that's next. Okay, we got our 48 RE stator, converter stator, cut in half, cut and took it out. This piece out, still couldn't get it. Took the Sprag out, still can't get it. So this race right here, we're gonna have to get this piece off here because this inner race right here is cracked in like 4 places and it's flared out, so nothing's gonna come over it. So it's still in there really good. Let me see if I can kind of hang on to my flashlight. It's just me today. The guys are out there working hard, so if I can get this off here. If I can get that metal piece out of there and knock it back. Just not my day. We are gonna get up close and personal for a minute. I'm gonna kind of grab it with 2 hands and try to turn and pull at the same time. Man. Well, here we go again. I'm gonna get the cutter and cut that off real quick, get my cover or my face shield and stuff back on. So see y'all short. Okay, here we go again. What I did is I cut the race here in half. Was able to get in there and pry and got it out that way. So we got this piece out now. We can take the rest of our, well, I tell you, everything is just stuck in here like crazy. That race there's broken. A ton of pieces. Cut it out. Now this is what happens when you overpower a Dodge tranny, guys. I mean, it's like terrible. Yep, there goes that piece. Find it later. And you'd think that thing would come off. And that piece is stuck behind it, see? Right there, you can see it's stuck behind it, so this ain't gonna come off till you get that piece there all the way off, because it's a little bit more than half moon. So it's kind of, no matter how you turn it, it's behind it. So, you know how it is, guys. If it can be, it will be. So it just, let me, okay, maybe I get that piece off there. Okay. Well, I don't want you guys to see me knock that out there. Something come loose, but anyway, sorry guys, put you down. Well, I'm glad Trent's good at editing, so he can take care of all this for us, guys. That's what's good about Trent. He works really good at doing these videos and stuff for you guys. But this is the inner Sprag race here. That when you put your converter in, it locks onto the stator. And you can see the stator, it was all flared out on the end where the input shaft exploded. So we got that piece off. Can I get this piece out of it yet? Okay, there's the other half of the stator. We have a bearing here. We have a piece here still. We weren't going to pry that out of this tranny. This converter out of this tranny, no way. We were going to have to break every bit of the case in half. But there's that piece there. That's what the stator looks like now. Let's see if I can grab it and pull it off. Cover off here real quick. I'm trying to just, oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me it won't come still. Mercy. Got a couple big dents in it here. It's almost twisted. Okay, I'm gonna try to get it off, guys. I need both hands. So, we're back on the 48RE trying to get the converter out of it. What I did is I ended up trying to cut all the way around the stator to get it so I could slide it off. And I went ahead and it already had some cracks all the way the length of the stator. So I stuck my screwdriver in there, drove it down in there, and was able to crack it more and break it out. I'll be able to break out that piece there. Same way here. There we go. That's really nice. And then this piece here. Okay. Think she'll come out now, guys? Well, let's see. I'm going to use the 2 fingers holding the phone. Going to kind of try to turn it so you can see. And I'm going to grab the converter and I'm pulling it out. Oh my gosh. I pulled it out. There we go. We're finally seeing the pump. And then what's left of the input shaft. What a job it took to get that out of there. I bet I got a few hours in that dude, but I mean, it wiped that thing right out. That's what I'm saying, you can overpower it and real easy. I don't know what's left of the converter. I'm sure if they're coming Wednesday. Actually, I think they are. We'll box it up, let them take them back with them and see if they can save anything. Hopefully I did some good on cutting it. And then they can put this one back together and ship it back to us. We got 3 of them on the shelf already, but we got one to put in here. But we just want to not lose a core, or we want to know if we're going to lose a core, because unfortunately we'd have to charge the customer for it. But anyway, here we go. We'll get Teresa in here so she can hold the camera and do a really nice job of videoing, and we'll get this big bad boy apart real quick. So y'all stay tuned shortly.